Good afternoon, everybody. Getting prepared for a great football team. We're going to play down in Winston-Salem this week in Wake Forest. Dave Clausen's done such a great job. They've got a tremendous football team. We're a team that needs a win badly after losing that game on Saturday to Georgia State. It's a hard-fought game, and unfortunately, they came out on top. So we're excited for the opportunity to play the number 15 team in the country, and just the tremendous success that they've had, and what an unbelievable shootout here a year ago at Michie Stadium. So a lot that we need to prepare for, and a lot we need to improve on if we're going to give ourselves that chance. But that's what we'll really start to dive in today after practicing on Sunday night and taking yesterday off. We'll get into it today and hopefully get a good plan together and have our team ready to go, healthy and available to be able to hit them with our very best shot.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Ryan Paney filling in for Rich DeMarco for Army Radio. What kind of opportunity does Saturday's game present for this team?
Oh, I think just what I mentioned, the opportunity to play one of the great teams in college football right now. What Coach Clausen has done just is fantastic. The place that he's got that program in, and I mean they're one overtime game away from being undefeated and taking Clemson, who's one of the great programs in college football, to overtime. And they've got such a talented team and a well-coached team, and to be able to go and face them and measure ourselves against one of the best teams is a great opportunity. And our guys are looking forward to it. They're excited for the opportunity. I am too. And as I said, we need a win badly. And it wouldn't matter who we were playing this Saturday. You know, a victory would really help this football team.
Go ahead on Zoom, Connor.
Hey, Joe, you can start.
Good afternoon, Coach Monken. Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. Wake Forest offense, the RPO/slow mesh offense that they run, a little bit unique, but not much different in scheme than maybe a lot of other RPO offenses. But you saw firsthand last season what this Sam Hartman-led offense can do. What's the biggest challenge their offense presents for your defense?
Their system is unique. It is different, and it really forces defenses to have a lot of discipline in terms of identifying what's going on in the play, formation, the play action, whatever it may be. And it's difficult. It's difficult to defend. I obviously remember a year ago when the scoreboard was like a pinball machine. We stopped them one time on a fourth down. I think they ran sneak on 4th and short. We were able to stop them. That's the only stop we got all day. Those guys were up and down the field, running the ball, throwing the ball, and so it presents some very unique challenges. And it gets, in the passing game, it gets them into matchups that are favorable for them. That's if you're going to commit more people to the run. And if on defense you don't like the matchup and you try to take extra guys to defend the pass, then you've got far fewer guys to defend the run. So they do a great job with it, and Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator, just does a marvelous job. And I talked to Dave Clausen before the game last year, and he credited Warren. And I know that Dave's got a lot of influence on what's going on. Dave's a great offensive mind, and so we got our hands full, as has everybody else that's faced them. I saw a statistic where they're ranking, or they're scoring 40 points a game. They rank among the very best in the country in terms of points that they score, and they're remarkably balanced. They more passing yards, but they hit so many big plays. And Sam Hartman is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in his offense in the country. And there's different guys and different offenses and different systems, but what he does for that team and how he operates that whole system is really incredible. He's a great player, and certainly it starts with him. But great supporting cast. He's got an outstanding running back that he hands the ball to. They've got 5 offensive linemen, all returning from a year ago. Receivers that are among the best that we've faced since I've been here, and I mean, a very talented offense. So that's just on that side of the ball. And you go to defense, they're equally as talented and well coached. Brad Lambert, who's got a lot of experience going against this offense that we run. Just a lot of challenges, but they're a scoring machine on offense. So we've got to find a way to slow them down.
Against Georgia State, Coach, we saw your B-backs, Jacoby Buchanan and Tyson Riley, struggle with injuries again. Riley left the game and didn't return. Buchanan did finish, but was clearly not 100%. Is the uncertainty around them being available on Saturday, or even if they are available, how effective they can be? What kind of challenges does that present and obstacles for you and Coach Davis and your offensive game plan?
You've watched us play a lot of football here, and we really rely on those B-backs to be a big part of the offense. And when a guy's out, a guy's hurt, the group of guys that we've had there to be able to roll in and take plays and get some rest and go back in there with fresh legs. That's how we've really had success with those guys. I don't know when I've been here, maybe early on, that maybe with Larry Dixon my first year, where we had the same B-back and played in most of the game. We've really rotated those guys and tried to keep them fresh, and we've always had a pretty good stable of guys. And with having Tyson injured and Jacoby injured, the veteran guys in that stable was really depleted. So some young guys are stepping up. It was good to see that. Hayden Reed continues to improve. Markel Johnson got in there. He's coming off an injury that's nagged him for a good while. He was able to get some reps. So we've got some guys, just not very many with experience like those guys up at the top. So to try to conjure up other things we can do and different plays within the scheme, within the system, they're still a big part of what we do. And I think just the threat of them running the ball and what they can do when they do have it is a big part of the offense. So what we're going to try to do is work as hard as we can to get them healthy and have them ready for Saturday. And that goes for our whole team. Just trying to get those guys back to good health. When you play football, it's a rough sport. It's a physical sport. And guys get beat up and banged up, and our backs get tackled a lot, even when they don't have the ball, because of the nature of the offense. So there's a lot of healing to do each week, and hopefully those aren't things that stretch into the next Saturday. Sometimes they do, but hopefully these guys will get healthy.
And my final question, Coach, you mentioned at the start of the press conference how this team really needs a win. And knowing that and coming off a tough loss last week against Georgia State, coming up against maybe the toughest opponent on the schedule, I know they're West Point cadets, so I know they're mentally tough, but what's the mindset of the team as they get ready to face a really, really good Wake Forest team? I
think that they're excited, and as they should be. It's a great opportunity to face a ranked team and be able to measure our team against theirs, against one of the best teams in the country. So obviously we're not where we'd like to be in terms of our record, but our guys are tough and they played hard and they've given great effort. And at times we haven't performed as well as we would have liked. I think we can perform better, and that's what we're striving to do. And that comes through mastering the fundamentals and our assignments, not missing assignments and doing something that's not within the scheme of that play or that call. That's a great start to getting us in position. And then we're in position using great fundamentals and toughness and effort to be able to get the job done. So our guys are playing really hard. We're just just not playing as well as we need to get those victories that we've been so close on. But hopefully this week we'll be closer and we'll give ourselves a chance.
With Ken Kreitzer.
Good afternoon, Coach. Just talk a little bit about the defense. Leo Lowen's been playing very well this year, 10 tackles against Georgia State, but a lot of yards given up rushing last week. What are some players you need to step up on defense on the inside, the front guys, or the inside linebacker?
Oh, we just need to step up collectively as a defense and play better. And it's playing blocks, playing double teams, and that's the first step to get into the ball carrier. If you can't get off of a block, or if you get double teamed and pushed into the wrong gap and not getting back to the gap that you're responsible for covering, that's where seams open up. And particularly early on, they had a lot of success running the football, running that zone play, and they were prying open the gaps and getting a lot of yards on us. So we've in the past been pretty good at defending the run and just not been as good as we need to really this year. So our guys are working hard at it. The coaches are working hard too, and our kids are fighting every day and practicing and working to get better. But the fact is that the other teams have good players too. And they got guys that lift weights and are on scholarship and they're athletic. And so you're not playing against a bag. You're not playing against a freshman scout team player that was just in high school last year. You're playing against a veteran guy that has a lot of experience and is starting on an FBS football team for a reason, because he's a good player. So part of it is just you've got to defeat the block of a really good player and get yourself into position to make a tackle against a really good ball carrier. And there were times last week, even we've improved from 2 weeks ago, 2 games ago to a game ago, and then Saturday. The number of missed tackles were the fewest we've had all year, single digits, which one is too many, but we're improving. But even there, we get ourselves in position, and we got to be able to knock the ball carrier down and get him off his feet. So we missed some of those on Saturday, and those were costly. But we're improving, and we just got to play collectively better as a defense. It's not on one particular guy or group of guys. It's everybody.
I was curious about Sam Hartman, the course quarterback. He came into Mickey Stadium, had a tremendous performance, and was able to throw deep on your defense a couple of times. What do you think the defense, Markel Broughton and Andre Carter and the other players who were in that game learned from that experience carry over Saturday?
Better stay back deep. I think that's what we learned. They better stay deep, because those guys will hit you over the top, and they're really good. They get into one-on-one matchups, and he's very accurate. Those guys are fast and really good about going up to get the ball. So I think we either got to stay back and keep the ball in front of us and be able to make a play on the ball, or get to him before he can throw it, and that's hard to do. So there's a reason they're scoring 40+ points a game, and 300 and I don't know, what is it, 338? Sorry, 298 passing yards a game. So might as well be 300. They're really good at what they do. So I don't know. I mean, there's things we learn from it. We're watching plenty of that film from last year, and a lot of the same guys that are playing in the game this year played against them a year ago. And so hopefully we'll learn some lessons from that, as well as watching some of the teams and the games that they played this year and years past. But they've only improved. They've gotten better. They're better than they were a year ago. And so it's going to be a challenge. And hopefully we'll play better this year than we did a year ago. If we don't, it'll be a long day.
We'll go to Tony Syracuse with Wake.
Hey, Coach. Tony Syracuse with the Last Word on Sports. Your offense in the first couple of games threw a lot more than used to seeing an Army football team do. And now you've gone more to what we've come to expect from Army over the last couple of years. Talk about where your offensive progression is for this year and if it's where you feel it needs to be.
It's not where it needs to be. Scoring 14 points isn't where it needs to be. Having 4th and 1 on the 6-inch line and not scoring, that's not where it needs to be. So we had a chance at the end of the game to move the ball and get ourselves into at least field goal range. We didn't do that. And so that's not where it needs to be. And we threw the ball early on. We had some opportunities against Coastal and against UTSA. And I think really that's just in response to the way they're defending us. But against Villanova, we didn't need to throw it. We ran the ball and ran it effectively. And Saturday, really, when we ran the ball and blocked them up, and we did a good job running the football. And we tried to throw it. We didn't have much success. We tried to throw a crossing route, and their linebacker knocked it down. We tried to throw a quick hitch, and their defensive end batted it down. We had a deep crosser with 2 guys crossing in the middle of the field. We threw it to Isaiah, and it was overthrown, and the other guy was running wide open, and just maybe didn't see him or whatever. But that's he's trying to make a play, and Isaiah was open and just overthrew him a little bit. So we had some opportunities, we just didn't hit them, and Georgia State made some plays. Obviously when you knock a pass down in the middle of the field or bat a pass down at defensive end, that's a good play. But there's certainly things we can probably do to better position ourselves so those things don't happen. And that's our responsibility as coaches. Our players are only an extension of what we teach and what we coach. And so we got to do a better job as coaches and get those guys positioned to be able to execute those plays, whether it's a block or a pass completion or a run, or taking care of the ball, whatever it may be. We got to do a better job of having those guys prepared. And I thought at times on Saturday we played really, really good football on offense. But certainly when you score 14 points, it's not you're not playing very much good football most of the game. And for the first half, we essentially wasted 30 minutes on offense. It wasn't until the second half, drive 1, score, drive 2, score, drive 3, take it down to the 6-inch line and don't score. That before we get to the 6-inch line, we're playing pretty good offense. That's what it needed to be the whole game. Can't wait until the 3rd and 4th quarter to do it. So hopefully we'll find a way to put that together better this week.
We'll go to Larry from Wake.
Hi, Coach. Larry Sorensen with Forest Sports Properties. We're about a third of the way through your season now, almost halfway through Wake season. Could you maybe identify a couple areas where, as you look from the off-season, things have gone a little bit better than you thought or about the way you really hoped you thought they would? And maybe an area or two where you thought things might have gone a little smoother and you've been, and it hasn't quite turned out that way?
From the off season till now, I think our kickers are doing a pretty good job kicking off, kicking field goals and extra points. We're covering kickoffs good. I don't know that I didn't expect that. Just those are the things that are going good right now. I don't know if a whole lot else is going the way I hoped it would. We got pretty high expectations around here and a pretty high standard for the way we perform. This team's won a lot of football games over the last 4, 5, 6 years. And to be in the position we're at right now and not finding a way to win those games, when we get in those close games, the overtime games, the games like Saturday where you got to make a play, we've tended to find a way to win those games just through gutting it out and being gritty and tough, and we haven't found a way to do that, and that's disappointing. Probably if we win those 2 games, we feel a lot better, and we got more things that we're praising our guys for, but that's a reflection on me. And so we've got, as I said, high expectations, and therefore we've got high standards set, and we got to continue to hold our guys to that standard so that we can meet the expectations. And we haven't so far, but we're looking forward to the opportunity this week, and hopefully we'll play better.
We have time for two more for Ken McMillan.
Hey, Jeff. Last year obviously was a wild shootout. How do you handle the mental approach, the psyche of your team, knowing you're facing a team that dropped 10 touchdowns on you?
I mean, it's last year's team, it's last year's game. Hopefully this year won't be the same. We recognize what a powerful offense they are, what a talented team they are, and how well coached they are. We all recognize that. What we've got to do is play better team football. And a year ago, we shouldn't have got stopped on offense. If we didn't get stopped on offense, then maybe we'd have scored 10 touchdowns and taken it to overtime. I mean, that's the way I look at it. It's not one side or the other. The week before, our defense held Wisconsin, who I hold in high regard, to 20 points. Scored 13 on offense. The next week, it's 70-56. So it's just playing good team football. And our guys can learn a lot from the game a year ago, and they can learn from the games that we've watched Wake Forest play this year, and hopefully execute the game plan that we give them to do a better job of defending them this year than we did a year ago.
Talk about, you mentioned offense earlier. What exactly does this offense, the Army offense, have to do to get where you need them to be?
Block. I mean, I don't know what else to say, Ken. Here's what I know. If you block the guys that are trying to take the ball from you or stop you, and they can't get off the block, you're going to win every time. So it all starts with that. I mean, you got to take care of the ball. We dropped a ball on a handoff, which we do 8 million times in practice. And you know what? It was poor fundamentals. And that's our fault as coaches for not demanding that be done correctly every single time. That's our job as coaches. It's my fault. And so we got to hang on to the ball, certainly. We could have blocked everybody on that play and just fumble the ball and kick it to them. That's easy for them. But you got to block. And when you block and sustain blocks, then it's really hard for a defense to take the ball away from you. Whether you're pass protecting or you're run blocking or whatever you're doing. That's it. When you block well, you win on offense. When you defeat blocks and tackle well on defense, you play good defense. And so those are the things that we try to focus on and do well every day. And we're not doing them good enough, either side. We're not blocking and sustaining blocks. We're not getting off blocks and getting ball carriers to the ground consistently enough. And when we do, we'll be a better football team.
That's it, everyone. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.